Hello dear students, welcome to online biology bridge course, and in this video I am explaining about pteridophytes. A brief discussion on pteridophytes. Let us move to the characters. The main characteristics of pteridophytes are growing in moist and shady regions. It is similar character to that of bryophytes. In the last video, I discussed about the characters of bryophytes. The bryophytes are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Even though they are able to grow on the land, but they need water for fertilization. Therefore, the bryophytes are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Similar to the bryophytes, the pteridophytes are growing in moist and shady regions. They also require moisture content, they need the shade, and they also grow in a large group. The second character and completely different character is the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. This is the different character from that of bryophytes. In bryophytes, the plant body is thallus, not differentiated into root, stem and leaves. But here in pteridophytes, the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. In the image you can see the plant body consists of roots, it is having stem and the entire stem is covered by leaves. So differentiation of plant body into root, stem and leaves is superior character of the pteridophytes as compared to bryophytes. Then the young leaves show coiled nature. This is another interesting character in case of pteridophytes. The young leaves which are in growing condition, they show coiled nature. It is called circinate vernation, not venation. There is a difference between circinate vernation and venation. I am using the term circinate vernation. Let me show what is that circinate vernation and how the young leaves are coiled or folded in nature. Once they complete the growth, their portion is expanded. See, for example, if this is the stem of the pteridophyte, the young leaf always show folded structure. The young leaves are folded structure, or the terminal part tip of the young leaf is coiled. This is called circinate vernation. Another interesting character of the pteridophytes. The root and stem possesses a well-developed vascular system having xylem and phloem. Again, the completely differentiating character from that of bryophytes. So in bryophytes, hope you remember, the bryophytes are called non-vascular plants. The common name for bryophytes is non-vascular plants. Why they are called non-vascular plants? Because bryophytes do not contain xylem and phloem. They do not contain xylem and phloem. Hence, these plants are called the non-vascular plants. But in case of pteridophytes, the xylem and phloem are present. Therefore, the pteridophytes are known as vascular plants. Remember, pteridophytes are superior than bryophytes. The pteridophytes contain xylem and phloem. Therefore, the pteridophytes are called vascular plants. The one similarity is that they are also growing in moist and shady places, but here the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. The plants contain xylem and phloem. Young leaves show the coiled terminal part which is called circinate vernation. Then moving to the next character. Yes, again, economic importance of bryophytes. Economic importance of pteridophytes. Like bryophytes, pteridophytes are economically important. They are serving as food for many lower animals. The pteridophytes are used as food, and they are good source of food for animals. For example, Marsilia, it is a water fern cooked and eaten by certain tribals. Not only for the animals, even humans are also consuming pteridophytes as a source of food. The one example mentioned is Marsilia. It is also a member of pteridophytes, but it is growing in water, commonly known as water fern. And this particular Marsilia, it is cooked and eaten by certain tribal community. What is the meaning of tribal community? This is the particular group of the people where or they are residing or they are living in forest area or some mountain range, and their practices are completely different from other people of the world. So they are called tribal community. Budakattu Jananga anta ಏನು ಕರೀತೀರಿ. So in English it is called tribals or tribal community. Then second importance is they help in soil binding. That means they also prevent the loss of fertile soil, and they maintain the fertility of the soil. They prevent soil erosion. This is similar function or similar importance as compared to that of bryophytes. Pteridophytes bind to the soil along the slope. This is interesting. They are growing along the slope sand and protect the soil from erosion. Then another interesting character and important character which is specifically observed in pteridophytes is nitrogen fixation. Some bryophytes like Azolla. Azolla is a name of a pteridophyte. Some pteridophytes like Azolla, this is also water fern. Two terms I used here, Marsilia as well as Azolla. Both of them are the water ferns, and this shows symbiotic association with nitrogen fixing cyanobacterium called Anabaena azole. What is the meaning of this sentence? Cyanobacteria. Actually, they are the members of kingdom Monera. That means they are bacteria. The cyanobacterial members have ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. I hope you are familiar with the name of bacterium Rhizobium. Rhizobium fixes nitrogen in the leguminous plants such as groundnut, pea, horse gram, Bengal gram, etc. So here the cyanobacterium is having symbiotic association with Azolla. Symbiotic association. When two organisms are mutually benefited from each other, it is called symbiotic association. Symbiotic, sim means together, biotic means life forms. When two different life forms are living together, if both of them are benefited from each other, That kind of the association is called symbiotic association. Actual capacity of fixing the nitrogen is there for the cyanobacterium, but this cyanobacterium is present within the azolla, and so that azolla is able to fix the nitrogen. Azolla is belonging to the group of pteridophytes. Why the azolla can fix the nitrogen? Because it is having symbiotic association with the cyanobacterium. Then moving to the next one, ornamentals. Ferns are grown as ornamental plants for their delicate and graceful leaves. So in among the pteridophytes, more attractive leaves are present in the ferns. They show various shapes and their structure is much attractive, so that the pteridophytes are even used for the purpose of ornamentation, that is for gardening. Ornamentation term is used because with reference to their beauty. They are very much graceful plants, their leaves are very much attractive, so that for the decoration purpose the pteridophytes are used, hence the ferns are used for ornamental purpose, or they are considered as ornamental plants. So these are the economic importances of pteridophytes. Then the examples, some plants of pteridophytes. One is Xylotum. Two terms already I used while explaining the economic importance. Xylotum, Selaginella, then Equisetum, Lycopodium, Dryopteris, Adiantum and Pteris. All these are the different members of pteridophytes. Equisetum is called horse tail because its color after production of the spores becomes quite similar to that of tail of the horse. This is called horse tail pteridophyte. Selaginella and Lycopodium, wherever they grow, they cover maximum area just like mat on the floor. Thickly they are growing, compactly they are growing in moist and shady places, and all these are the different members of pteridophytes. Hope the explained part is clear for you. What are the main points that you need to remember? I think I left this one. Yes, it is a division of seedless vascular plants, hence commonly known as vascular cryptogams. Yes, the pteridophytes are belonging to the seedless vascular plants. Remember, whether it is algae, it is bryophyte, it is fungi, it is pteridophyte, all these plants are not producing the seeds. For the first time, seed production started in the gymnosperms, that I am going to explain in the next class. So commonly the pteridophytes are known as vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams because they are the seedless vascular plants. They do not produce the seeds, but they contain xylem and phloem in their plant part, so that the pteridophytes are known as vascular cryptogams. The two important things you need to remember, especially for pteridophytes: the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. The root, stem and the root and stem possess well-developed vascular system having xylem and phloem. They are commonly known as vascular cryptogams. Azolla, along with the cyanobacteria in symbiotic association, it is able to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. And these are the different members of pteridophytes. Xylotum, P remains silent here. Xylotum, Selaginella, Lycopodium, Equisetum, Dryopteris, Ediantum, and Pteris are the different members of pteridophytes. Hope it is clear for you. Thank you.